Welcome back to another edition of the B4evaKool Podcast. My name is Rex45. Man, I'm already tired. We got Eli Block in the building tonight. What's going on, man? How you doing, man?
Oh, kind of just settling up the year, reflecting, and my body feels it more than my brain. So definitely, but it's cool to have finally some time off. It's nice to not be running around. We were just talking about it's been busy, 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 and now it's kind of busy in a different way.
Right. Now, I don't know what's better, being physically tired or being mentally tired. I mean, I think if at least if you're physically tired and you're mentally good, at least you can wake up the next day and just say, get up. But if you're mentally
Yeah,
tired, somebody's going to have to kick you out the bed.
seriously, it's like when the alarm goes off every morning, you're like, I'm just like sleeping another 30 minutes. I'll figure out how to get there on time.
Nice. So now I want to. I do appreciate you coming on this whole year, and being a sponsor of you this weekend, the whole year. Jesus, it's a first for us. I know it's a first for you in the sense of your first full season in MotoAmerica. Let's talk about what it was like in the beginning of the year. Working on getting sponsorships and stuff like that, and planning out the year. Let's talk about that a little bit, and then we'll talk about how the year went for you as it goes on, man. I know it's the end of the year now, but thinking back, as we, I don't know about you, but when I'm driving back from the racetrack is where I reflect about what happened and talk myself off the ledge usually. Where you are today, and when you started, what was it like, in the beginning of the year for you? And did everything work out accordingly, or are you getting more sleep today than you did, at the beginning of the year because you work probably a little bit harder and putting things together?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely my season started in November. So when I was just looking back because I was starting to reach out within the next week or two for sponsors already, and I looked back at my notes. I was like, damn, I started like late October, early November, and I was like, I committed doing a full season before I even knew I can get the money for it. Like my dad and we're realists, or at least my dad is. My dad's a very realist person,
Keep dreaming, man. Keep
and
keep dreaming.
yeah, yeah, he's like, I'm talking to people like, yeah, I'm doing a full season. He's like, dude, you don't even have like a dime to your name right now. Like, how are you saying you're gonna do a full season and you don't even have money? I was like, because I'm gonna figure it out. Because usually my dad over the last few years has mainly been the one that goes out and gets sponsorship for me. I've found my own sponsors throughout the years, like people that at the track that want to help me, and I know them, and nothing crazy where it's like I'm reaching out everywhere, and like thanks to people like you, like I wasn't in debt after the season. I grinded my ass off. I called people. I stayed on people. I wrote out a calendar of like, all right, this I just talked to this person. Follow up in a month unless they gave me a date to follow up on. So I was just in it. I don't know what happened to me. I think it was just the motivation of winning both races at Jersey and knowing I have an opportunity now where I'm like, dude, I just did this. I can't let it fizzle out before people forget
No.
because everyone's gonna forget.
Yeah.
People forget. It's time.
I will say, I won't. Surprise is not the right word that I'm going to use, but it's probably the easiest word to use. Normally, I'm checking in on people to come on the show and stuff like that. But you were very proactive, and I didn't know what to expect. But even early on in the season, you were very proactive and say, "Hey, man, when am I coming on? I'm available." And if you were doing that with us and doing that with your other sponsors and stuff like that, man, I mean, I think that all the folks that you've worked with in the past really appreciate what you've done because I appreciate what you've done because it made it easier for me because I know you're busy. I know sometimes coming on after a bad race. I know how I feel after a bad race. You know what I'm saying? And I'm club racing, and you know what I mean. So I try to give people their space and stuff like that. So from a business standpoint, you were on point. this season
Appreciate that.
and stuff like that. So you definitely, from my standpoint, did everything. You checked all the boxes as far as like, okay, this is somebody I'll do business again in the future, because we made a deal and you stuck with it on your end. And like I said, you had some ups and downs and stuff like that. And it's easy sometimes to say, hey, I just need to breathe. So,
Yeah.
so did you surprise yourself as much as well how ambitious and active you were this year?
This year, I mean, I knew I could always do it. It's just something clicked. And this year was just, I don't know. As my parents have taught me, if you commit to something, you finish it out and you commit to everything. If you want to do it or not to do it. And obviously this year, it's something I want to do.
Right.
So it's like I want to come on the podcast. I want to express to people how the weekend went behind the scenes. Like everything that I do this year was because I want to do it. And it makes it so much easier to commit to these things because it's something I love and it just makes it a lot easier. That's really how it's as simple as that. But yeah, I luckily had a lot of new connections that I made last year as well that kind of stepped up and help out this year. And yeah, overall is it went very smooth. Everyone was super cooperative. And yeah, we got through the whole entire year. I was, at the end of the year, I was starting to like, it's funny, during the middle of the season, you're flowing through money, your bank account's like pretty full, and you're looking at it, you're like, oh, cool, I got money, we're good. I don't have to worry about going to this round. Like, comes a mid Ohio after we have a 2 month break. I'm like, ah, I guess I'll make it. I'll find a way,
Right,
and that's
right.
how you do it. I just found a way, and luckily, my parents are very they're trying to back away from the sport now, which obviously my dad's never going to back away, but it's like financially he's been trying for years. He's just, dude, stop taking my money. So everything was on my dime this year. And if I needed something if I was struggling and I really needed something, my dad would just add it onto the loan. Like, yeah, go ahead. You know how much you're paying me off.
Right,
So
right.
I've been paying them off. I've been paying it off since 2020. So the bill has gotten bigger, and then you know, it obviously over the last year and a half, like I try not increasing that bill. Some things happen where out of the blue, where like my van blows up. I'm not going to be able to fork out 10K of my own money
Right.
just because I don't have that. I didn't have a solid income until about like July this year. So it's kind of hard. And yeah, my parents have always supported me, and I can't do it without them. It's definitely it's cool to have a dad that you know. A lot of people come up to me and tell us like, "Dude, you're so lucky to have your dad," because we might fight a lot, but we travel the country together for some of the races. But we travel some of the country together. We spend a lot of time together, whether it's at the track, at home, always motorcycle, motorcycle, motorcycle. And yeah, it's nice to share a passion with my dad. And I feel like from my dad's point of view, it's nice to share a passion with your kid and watch your kid grow into something that, you can't understand. I mean, he understands it, but he can't physically do it. So
Right, right,
it's cool.
right. Now, the uh the season, in the beginning of the season, you know, you talked about November, um, the season starting and making the connections and stuff like that. I mean, it had to have been stressful up until some point. When did it become clear? Like, okay, this is going to work. And when it did it make it easier, or did you like, okay, now I got to even work even harder?
Luckily, I'm delusional. So I knew it was going to work from the day I put my mind to it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I was never stressed until the end of the year where I was like kind of struggling for money. So I was like, oh, what are we going to do now? But from even like after November, I called. So I used to work at Motor Race up in Massachusetts with Stowe Schmid
Mm-hmm.
and those guys. And I would just work there during the winter when I was off of school or during breaks and all that stuff. And I called, and I was like, hey, you guys need me for the winter? Like, is this when can I start? He's like, I don't think we have enough stuff for you to do this winter. I was like, uh. So on top of talking to sponsors, doing all this stuff, trying to make money as much as I can, I found out that the job that I usually do isn't gonna I'm not gonna be able to do that anymore.
Right.
So instantly on that day, within 4 days, I already had people booked for coaching in Florida, and I went down to Florida for 3.5, 4 weeks, and I went and did all that. So it's like out of nowhere, like it usually if I need to do something, I can usually, if I'm not delusional and kind of can get my head straight, anything's possible. So I just, this year was, I guess it's just meant to be, because I put my head down to the pavement and just kept on pushing, and yeah, it worked out. So yeah, it was stress free until pretty much the end of the year.
Okay.
Obviously, there's some stresses that you're gonna have,
Right.
but nothing like crazy that I was worried about, at least. Like that was kind of up to the season. Maybe during the season, yeah, there's obviously gonna be stresses, there's gonna be worries, but coming up to it, there wasn't that much.
Nice. So let's summarize the season, or I'll let you summarize your season. What were the highs and what were the lows, and what were the takeaways of the overall season? And you could talk about individual rounds or multiple rounds, however you want to talk about it. But you're reflecting back, and we look at the highs, the lows, and what can I do better, and what did we learn and stuff like that. So how you feeling today as far as the overall season, and like I said, what was the highs and the lows of the year?
So I mean, the season was, obviously there's going to be the highs and the lows. I mean, coming into the season, we only had 6 rounds, so I knew 2 of the rounds. Even at this point, 5 of the tracks I really had to learn, because I know I've been to Barber. I've been to Barber 2 times before this year, but it never was like anything crazy. It was just like me riding other people's bikes, so I knew the basic layout of the track, but I didn't really know. MotoAmerica pace to club pace is a lot different, and it's funny, I think about it as a rider. Club pace is like, I feel like I'm going fast, I'm pushing, but then at MotoAmerica I find another second to 2 seconds. I'm like, where the hell did that come from? So coming into the season, I knew like the first round, I'd never been to Road Atlanta. Didn't even like, I knew like the base layout. I didn't know, like I started like watching back races because like, okay, I gotta really learn the layout at least before I get there. And that's pretty much how I did all year. I was like, and the first practice showed that the homework was paying off, because I've been pretty much 95% of the kids have been to the track, or they went the week before and rode. So I'm here showing up with nothing, no data, no practice, no experience. So in most of the first practices this year, if we go over that, I was second at Road Atlanta. I was first in Barber for first practice. First practice at Road America was, I don't even know, I would have to look it up. But for the first few rounds, I was good first practice. I think it was like Mid-Ohio, I was third. Jersey, I was second by like 1,000th. So pretty much every track that took, not a bad way, but skill. Actually, no, Brainerd takes a lot of skill. I just didn't have it. So most tracks that like wasn't like Road America where it was drafting, I did pretty well in the first time there. So yeah, I feel like that was one of my strong suits this year, just like learning the track, picking it up, and going. Even at Daytona this year, never been to the track, brand new bike I've never ridden before that we bought on Tuesday, and the first practice was Thursday, and I go out there first practice, I'm fourth.
Right.
So it's like, obviously I was in a different group, but whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, that was one of my strong suits. I definitely had some, without my dad being there for 4 of the round, no, 1, 2, 3 of the rounds. It was definitely a struggle. Small things that shouldn't have happened that happened, like small mechanical errors. And it's bound to happen, but usually it doesn't really happen to me because we're always usually on top of our shit.
Right.
And it's not saying that the guys weren't. It's just a small thing that happened that, I had a crash in the morning and we just didn't check this one small washer and voila, my shifter is about to fall off.
Right. Right.
So, yeah, small things like that. Yeah, there was a few finishes this year that really killed me. Like the first race at Barber killed me. Brainerd murdered me. My whole season went away at Brainerd. And yeah, but the rest of it was I podiumed at Road Atlanta. I podiumed at Road America. I podiumed at Mid Ohio. I can't really say that online, but really small hair away from podiuming at Jersey.
I saw the video of the finish. Pretty
You
crazy.
know, they post it a lot, and it definitely hurts my feelings a lot.
Well, that's one way to look at
It's
it.
cool.
But other hand is,
No,
honestly,
it's cool.
like MotoAmerica has talked about you a lot, which is great for
Yeah.
B4evaKool, being a sponsor of you.
Oh yeah.
But you definitely, I don't know where you finished, so tell us where you finished for the year overall. But it seems like you were pretty much it seemed like you had podium chances a lot of times. It may not have finished how you wanted to, but you had the pace.
Oh, 100%. I had to pace at every single track other than Brainerd until the second day.
Yeah.
In the second day, obviously, I had the pace in the morning, and voila, I got taken out in turn 2. But yeah, no, I finished out 4th in the year. First ever full season, I finished 4th, and I was only 4 points away from 3rd. I had what really kind of hurt was the last round of Jersey. It was like, I know I was fast. I know I had all this coming to me. I was second in first practice, first in first qualifying, got my first ever front row start, was on pole. First race, I had we'll say a technical issue. Wasn't anything of my doing. We had something that was causing my bike to just be unrideable. The bike was, if I had my bike sitting on both wheels at the same time, I would have been lucky the whole entire race. At least one wheel was in the air the whole entire race.
Oh wow!
Just from how bad the chatter was. So something happened. Just wish that didn't happen because at that point I shouldn't have been battling for 4th. I should have been up with the front 2. I know I had the pace to be with Matthew and Avery. It showed the next day, but I had something that was holding me back. So right there, that pushed me to 5th, which I gained. Which the kid in 3rd place in championship crashed out that race. So I could have, if I was in 3rd, I could have made up, I think, 6 more points right there.
Yeah.
And if I got 4th the next day, like I did in that close of a finish, I would have been 3rd in the championship.
Right. Yeah.
But then it's like, it's a double-edged sword. But all in all, definitely just figuring out pretty much how to go through the year and navigate through. Luckily I've been to MotoAmerica before, so at least I know how it works.
Right.
You still know the ins and outs. The more it's cool because you get to meet more people and know all the officials, which is a very good thing to do.
Right.
If you anyone watching that's a club racer or whatever you do, if you are doing a race series, get to know the officials very well. Get to know them on a first name basis. They're going to be your best friends in the long run.
No kidding. That finish. I mean, I don't think there's anything you could have done outside of chew an arm off to lose weight or something, because those kids are lighter than you.
Yeah. Well, what happened was Avery. Avery he's my size actually.
Okay.
Me and him are the same size, but he has a very good tuck. But what he does is when he gets into a tuck, he gets up on the ball of his feet and lifts his ass up in the air, and it's like it creates his body instead of sitting like this a little bit, he gets his body like this, so the air goes straight off him, which is good.
Yeah.
But what happened is when he was lifting, he missed his shift while he was lifting, so that's why I was able to pass him under the bridge. That wasn't part of the plan. I was going to draft him to the line,
Gotcha. Yeah,
and it just threw me under it threw me under next to him. And at that point, I had to slow, it kind of ruined my corner speed. So that kind of what ruined all of it. And then obviously both of them got me at the line. But I can't change that. There's nothing in my doing that I could have done different. If I let off and stayed behind him, Ella would have dove by both of us already into the corner and ruined my drive.
Right.
So it's like I did what I could have done. So at least I know that. I mean, I ran my best time ever at Jersey. We ran almost lap record pace during the race. And yeah, there's nothing I'm really mad about there. Ohio was okay.
Mm-hmm.
First race was great, podium. Second race, just had a small mistake with the shifter, and the Ninja 400 is an amazing bike, and the transmissions never fail you at all. So I grab a downshift and it doesn't downshift. So typical Ninja 400. You try grabbing a downshift and it's not warmed up enough, it won't downshift. So that's what happened to me.
Okay.
But and I lost the toe. But I was running. I looked back and Avery's behind me. I'm like, there's my Lord and Savior. We're going to draft each other and we're going to work our way up there. And I look back 2 laps later. I'm like, I just pulled 3 seconds on Avery. Where the hell did he go? I'm losing a second to those guys because they're drafting each other, and I'm pulling a second and a half to the people behind me just in my own air. So I was in no man's land. I think I finished like 8 seconds off of first place, and I finished 12 seconds in front of the people behind me. So I'm like, damn, all right, there goes that. So yeah, good.
Yeah, I gotta say, man. I mean, for your first stint at the full season, finishing 4th overall, that's really good. And obviously everybody wants to be on the top step, and so is where the maturity comes in when you look at next year. But for you next year, you're not going to be in the class anymore. So do you have plans for next year yet? And then also, what are your thoughts on the Junior Cup with the new? I believe it's the Kramers, right? That they're running for next season. What are your thoughts on that? But do you have plans for next year yet as far as MotoAmerica?
I have no idea anymore. It's hard because it's not like I'm giving up on it, but it's like Junior Cup I knew was affordable. Super Sport, it's not affordable to do for full season. So it's like I'm building a bike for Super Sport.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting rid of my R6. I'm getting rid of my 400s. I'm getting rid of every single bike I own other than my dirt bike and my Supermoto, just so I can afford to build an actual Super Sport bike.
Okay.
So I'm getting rid of that. I'm gonna buy the R9. I'm gonna buy every single thing that I need for the R9. And mainly, that's the thing. Like my sponsorship money. Sorry, I'm gonna readjust myself there. My legs. Mostly my sponsorship money is going to go in towards that, and then obviously to go and do my goal would be like do 3 rounds maybe next year, do like Virginia, Ohio, and Jersey.
Right.
So the 3 closest rounds, that'd be cool. Definitely that would be a plan. But mainly a lot of what I'm looking for is just getting my bike built and getting there. That's the biggest thing that I have to do right now. So that's pretty much my plan for next year. I'll do the classic, obviously.
Right.
I'm gonna do like a lot of local races and kind of just enjoy it as much as I can. If I find something that that I can ride, if a Twins team opens up and offers me a ride for next year, hell yeah, I'm gonna take that.
Right.
But nothing's happened so far, so I'm not putting any eggs in that basket. Just if it does happen, then it does happen. But if it doesn't, then I'm not going to be disappointed because I had all my hopes and dreams into it.
Right. Now,
But
any thoughts of like chasing some of the club racing that pays, and doing that in between MotoAmerica to kind of facilitate MotoAmerica?
100%. I'm going to definitely do a lot of ARMA next year. I just did the Vintage Fest last weekend,
Okay.
and it's cool. It was a lot. I did it last year and I did it this year as well, and it's cool. There's a lot of fans. A lot like when you go there, you look over at the hill going down the back straight, and like I don't think I've ever seen this many people at MotoAmerica. Like it's 100,000 spectators.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be there next year.
It's such an awesome event. You gotta make it down there. You have to. It's definitely a bucket list event.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool. I enjoyed it. I know on the Motard I can actually make a lot of money contingency wise. So it's kind of around there.
Right,
I
right.
can make like three. You can make like close to $3,000 a weekend just doing contingency there, which is cool.
Wow.
So
It sounds like the Honda is paying a lot of contingency as well.
yeah, you also got to pay a lot of money to build that Honda to make it competitive. I talked to Gil. I was hanging out with Gillum this weekend, and
Yeah.
we talk about it. I'm like, dude, how much does that thing cost? He's like, there's two different bikes you can buy. You can buy a regular whatever they are, Firebird, I think it is. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
what
yeah.
it's called.
That's what it's
But you
called.
can also buy an HRC version,
Oh, okay.
which has the HRC parts for the Super Sport, like World Super Sport or Super Bike.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's pretty much what everyone would have to buy, but it's just expensive and it's not worth it for me, especially where we mainly ride at Loudon. I don't want to ride 1,000 around that place right now.
No, no. I listen, man. I think 600, 750 is perfect at Loudon, but
Yeah,
but some guys like to bring the thousands out.
some guys, some guys do.
You know
But
that.
but going on to that new Kramer, it's actually I kind of like it. I like the bike. The bike is sick. I just think the marketing behind it's kind of a little corny. That's my only opinion on it. Just the way that they're saying it's the next MotoGP,
Right.
the road to MotoGP. I get it. We're putting them on better chassis. We're putting them on better bikes. Like that's great. But I know there's inside talk, and I've already heard about it. Moto 3 is changing their bikes next year. Everyone, I don't know if you know that, but a lot of people know that. Moto 3 is going up to a 450 engine, I think, next year,
Oh, okay.
something like
So
that.
like
Just
the
so
Ninja
because
500 is the Ninja 500 a 450 or higher?
it's a 500,
Okay.
but it would go up. It would be like KTM 450 motor or something like that, in that range.
Right.
More
Moto
power,
Pro, yeah,
more torque.
457 or whatever.
Yeah, well, it would be not even that because those things, the Moto 3 bikes that they're running, those things are making probably like 60 horsepower,
Right, right.
and none of our production bikes make that, other than like a KTM 450 dirt bike. So those dirt bike engines make a good amount of horsepower, and I'm not sure if that's the engine they're going to use,
Right, right.
but I have heard they're going to bump up the engine size because when these Moto 3 riders are bumping to Moto 2, they can't hold on.
Right.
They're struggling to hold on. They're getting all these arm pump surgeries, all this other stuff, and so they're trying to help that bump up,
Right.
which is good for them. So that's why I guess the reasoning, from what I heard, reasoning is why we're going to do like a 350.
Okay.
But I like the bike. The bike is super. The bike is super cool. I actually saw it last weekend. Um, I might get to ride it sometime soon. I'm not sure, but I was talking to the Kramer guys, and they're fully invested into it, and it's awesome. They're putting a lot of work and time into it, and you can see the devotion that they're putting into it. It's awesome. So it's cool to see them testing and developing this bike where, you know, the bikes that we're on right now are just production bikes. We
Right.
don't test them. We're doing all the testing. We're doing the, hey, would it be dumb if we try this? Yeah, it would be dumb. Let's do it anyway. Like that's not what we're doing. We have a company that's doing all of that for us, and
Right.
then they're giving the bike. Then people are buying the bike from it. So
Well,
it's cool.
yeah.
You
And
know,
is it a 390 engine or is it a twin? I'm not. What
350
350? Okay.
KTM 350 motor.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, pretty much a 390.
Yeah, it's
Because is it
pretty.
still single cylinder?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
got way more power than the 350 though, or the 390.
The 390 because the 390 is 373 cc's. So
Yeah,
yeah, so it must be something they're playing with similar to that. Interesting.
it's
It'll be cool to see.
it's their dirt bike engine. It's the KTM dirt bike engine,
Oh, okay.
which
Gotcha.
makes a ridiculous amount of power.
Right.
It makes about like 50 something stock, and it screams up top. So I think it's a good platform for them to use. Really good base.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what's going on in Motor America compare to the rest of the world. But I assume they're trying to kind of get up on par with what the Junior Cup is doing. Throughout the other countries that Motor GP is involved with the Talent Cup, I should say. You know what I mean? So it's cool to have a bike that everybody's on, and you know, we see it with the WCR series and Moto E, where everybody's on the same bike. I mean, we'll argue that, there's enough Ducatis in MotoGP that it seems like everybody's on the same bike. So,
True.
when it's like that, some people argue, having, different bikes makes it more entertaining. But when it's the same bike, then, it comes just down to the rider. And you can't argue that when everybody's on the same bike.
Exactly. Which is awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that.
Nice.
I'm super excited to watch that next year.
Yeah. Now, what are your what are your thoughts on how and if you want to speak on this, how MotoAmerica is doing overall this year? From talking to other folks that go to MotoAmerica events or involved with Dainese and other brands and stuff like that go to MotoGP. Not MotoGP, MotoAmerica. It seems like what I heard is it seems like the baggers drawing a lot of people. You being there in the series, what was it like for you in the crowd? I mean, you were only at 6 rounds. I don't think you were going just to watch when you weren't racing. So, the 6 rounds that you were at, what was attendance like, and what was the environment like for you? Oh, you don't have to say.
Have you ever been to Laconia Bike Week?
No. I was usually at the classics. I never.
You ever see the people test ride? You ever see the people test riding the Harleys?
Yes.
Those people. But it is bringing in a lot of people, which is a plus.
Right.
The types of people, I mean, they haven't done anything wrong to us.
Right.
I mean, nothing. No one's ever done anything wrong to us, which is cool.
Right.
It's just, it's bringing in a different crowd now. It's kind of pushing. I don't even think half the people are there for the super bikes anymore. They're just there to watch the baggers. And don't get me wrong, the baggers are sick to watch.
Right.
We put money down. If they're outside of the betting that MotoAmerica does, we do our own little bets of we stand in a corner and bet who's going to high side. So that's about all we do. And just it's not even because of the rider, it's just because the bike has so much torque and power.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Dude,
those things are so stupid.
In the rain, they go sideways so easy. But it seems like they go sideways and they can save it more than if you were on a super bike.
Well, it's because they're heavy. They're planted. It's like, if you're ever driving in your car and it's torrentially downpouring, you hit a puddle and it hydroplanes. If you watch a van, it'll go straight through and won't even budge. It's the same thing. It's like driving an 18-wheeler around the track compared to a freaking Honda Civic.
Oh man, yeah, it is. It's interesting to see, and even to end up at MotoAmerica, and I think it's even going over to Europe and do some stuff. I think they were at the Dakota round when MotoGP was here.
Yes, they were.
So, and is it more so older people that came to see? Or young people on Harleys came to see? Because, we want the young people to come out.
I don't know what's considered old, but probably like 30s to 60s in that range, a 30-year range. I mean, and at that point, they bring their kid. They bring their kids with them, which is cool.
Right.
So it's like that, and then they have their fan zones, the Harley fan zones. It's cool. They put them there's a replica bike of Kyle Wyman's bike when he set the lean angle record on the baggers. So they have it planted on the side there, with its bag just hitting the ground, and they just get on. You can hold there and take a photo of it. So it's cool. They have an interactive fan zone. They have. They're definitely pretty cool. I mean, MotoAmerica, I think, has actually one of the most interactive fan zones in the world because MotoAmerica can barely get in there. British Superbike, there's not really much there.
Right.
World Superbike, don't know anything about it. Can't say anything. But the rest of it, I don't even think the CIV, the Moto3 guys or the Moto2 guys over there, I don't think they have a paddock I don't think they have those races for people like to show up. Like, and not in a bad way, but like I don't think they like broadcast it out for them for like fans to show up. It's more like these are the best kids in the world right now, and they're gonna focus on their thing and they're gonna race. And if you want to come watch it, you can come watch. But if not, we're not gonna be sad.
Yeah.
Like it's something like that. Because I don't see like crazy amount of fans at those types of races. World Superbike, hell yeah, there's fans. British Superbike, fans. MotoAmerica, fans.
Yeah.
Those types of races, yeah.
No, I agree. I think for MotoGP, most people are coming out to see the GP race, and if you buy an expensive ticket, you're showing up first thing in the morning, so you feel like you get your money's worth. So you see the Moto 3.
Yeah.
But that's
yeah,
when,
and like
that's when you.
like those guys, Moto 3, Moto 2, I mean like during those weekends, yeah, there's a fan environment because like they're at those events. But I'm talking about like the CIV, like the Spanish Cup,
Oh, right,
or
yeah,
like
yeah,
those types of series.
yeah,
Like those, I don't think. Like the Moto 2 and Moto 3, obviously everyone's there to watch
right.
at MotoGP
Yeah,
because they have a huge fan fest. They have all this stuff. MotoGP is I've never been there, but I've seen stuff. Like their fan zones are super interactive. It's just hard to get into the paddock, I heard.
oh yeah,
Like
you
even like
gotta buy that VIP ticket, man.
when I was talking to Posh about it actually, when he was there racing superbikes a few years ago, they couldn't even get into the paddock.
Oh,
With their racer cars, they couldn't even get into the paddock because they had them pitted. They had the garages on pit wall. Your tents behind the garages that you could put, like they put the extra Moto 3 riders and maybe Moto 2 teams. Then over in the other paddock, like down a half a mile, you put all the MotoAmerica guys down there. And, it's funny. You see that I wish I could have seen this. I would have died laughing. Because MotoAmerica, we have Thursday to set everything up. We put
right.
all tents on to the pit wall and get everything all set up. Fuck. They only had like they after the race happened at MotoGP, they move all of their stuff out to the pit wall and set up.
Right.
And then after the race, they have to clean it up and get the hell out so the show can happen.
Yeah. No,
So it's funny seeing that stuff.
so. Yeah, man. So I guess you've seen it and I've heard it. As far as it seems like the bagger is stealing the show. It sounds like there may be some, sliders going on those bags if they keep leaning over as much as they are. But overall, I mean, I think it's cool to see. Motor America has updated their website. It was easy for me to watch races live.
Even their live timing is cool. Their new live timing system is sick.
Nice.
Because you can watch. It's connected to the transponder. I mean, like we didn't have to buy anything special, but like it tracks you around the track, so it shows a live track map. And like if you're not able to watch, you can see where the rider is on track. So if they crashed, you can see where the dot stops.
Yeah.
So it's super cool. It's new interactive live timing. Like they've stepped it up. It's a big step up from years in past, as they should for their 10th year.
Right. So that's good to say. I'm not going to put you on the stand too much about MotoAmerica and what could happen for the future. But now,
well, I know what's happening for the future. I know what's happening in the future.
Well,
it's just not going to make. I know it's not going to make people happy. That's the problem.
Got you. Well, I don't know if you want to share it. If you want to share it, but I won't put it out there. While you think about that, the R9 just came out. You've already decided that you're going to run it. The Triumph didn't get on the list. The V2 Panigale, the Gixxer, 750. What was what's the catalyst behind the R9?
So, at first, this idea got brought up on Thursday while driving down to Barber.
Mm-hmm.
As typical Eli Block things happen. If it's going to happen, it happens quick. Then we were down there with Boulder Motorsports, who builds a whole bunch of V2s. And my dad actually got convinced into buying a V2. And my dad's, I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean we're going to do a V2? He's like, well, it's cheaper in the long run. I was like, no, it's not. Like, stop lying to yourself.
Don't talk your dad out of V2.
Yeah, but I don't want to pay for it. It's my money.
He's
If he
taking it
wants to
off. You're
buy it, then
paying
go
for it.
ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
So, um, I don't know. I've heard problems about the 750s. Obviously, there's going to be problems about this V2s. It's just electronical stuff. But like, I'm not saying the R9 is going to be perfect, but like Triumph, I know we've tried building a 765 last year. Stupid, but um, yeah, no, I know how hard it is to get parts for that thing, and how big of a pain in the ass it is to get stuff sent over because you have to get a lot of stuff sent over from the UK.
Right.
So it just folded down to like I have parts that I can already transfer over to the R9, so I'm like, I'll just take some stuff, throw it over, and it's only like one or two parts, but still, it's like those parts cost me a lot of money. I'm still gonna save them. So yeah, those are kind of the reasons. It's just like it's convenient. It has contingency because it's the only thing that really has contingency anymore. Ducati doesn't have a contingency. Suzuki, I don't know if it has contingency, but it's not as well versed as Yamaha.
No. Yeah.
And it's just like I'm used to it. I'm gonna rep the brand that I've been on for the last however many years, and it's a new bike. I'm kind of interested to develop it, and my work. I already talked to my boss. I'm actually wearing my shirts. I work at Spark Manufacturing, so my boss is like, "Yeah, hell yeah, we'll make parts for it." I was like, "Sick!" Like, can't really beat that.
Nope.
So, yeah, just that was kind of what folded down to, or pretty much filed itself down to me picking the R9. It's just convenient. I know the contingency's there. It could pay itself off in 2-3 years, and yeah, I'm excited to finally get back on a triple because I love a triple. I love the triple, so can't wait.
Yeah, I was talking to this VP of development, Luis Ortega from Dainese, and we were talking about the R9, and I gotta assume it's where it's gonna make up from the R6 is coming out of corners. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it sounds like just exhaust and maybe a flash may give you 10 to 13 horsepower. Not to mention
Yeah.
playing with the engine.
Yeah, I don't know what they haven't give us our homologation list yet, so we don't know what we're gonna allowed to do yet. I know for sure we have to buy the electronics package, so that'll be cool. I'm actually excited. It sucks. I mean, like it kind of, I don't know, kind of sucks. Doesn't suck. I mean, like some people hate it. I kind of like the idea.
With only 170 horsepower, why do you need? Is it gonna get? Are you gonna get a gain? Because I can understand like with the 750.
Oh, it's how they control our bikes.
Okay.
So because our bikes are ride by wire now, if FIM comes out with a new homologation, we grab a map and then we throw it into our ECU, and then that connects to the throttle. And if say the R9 makes some crazy power now, and they find a way, and they want us to restrict us to 83.576 throttle percent, that's what they're going to allow us to do.
Right.
So if I open it wide open, it's only 83.5678 percent open. So that's how they control it.
Yeah. No, I get that part, but where the V2 is 155 horsepower, and I don't know what the Gixxer is. It just seems, like it has the lowest horsepower out of the three bikes. So you know what I mean? It's kind of like, why don't tie my hands? But I guess they have to do it for everyone. But it is one of those things like, why are you paying? Because I don't want to say it's almost better if you left the engine stock, but if you did, you know what I mean? I could see if the horsepower, if they made an SP version and for whatever, and it had like 145, 150 horsepower or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But it is kind of it's kind of weird with that bike because of just the horsepower to me looking at it on paper.
For sure. No, they're going to allow us to do whatever we need to do. They're going to give us a homologation list of parts that we can buy for it. So we can epoxy the head. We can epoxy the head. It's like then at that point we still have the data, the electronics, and the data package that if they need to make changes in the long run, they do.
Right.
So that's pretty much why we have to do it. and it's I don't know, it's cool. I like the I'm excited to have it. I have a dash now. I have like a whole bunch of fancy buttons. Like, damn, I feel like I'm on a factory superbike now. I have a switch that turns on my dash. It's factory. I have a
Nice.
pit limiter too.
There you go.
So if people have a problem with my pit limiter, I hope they're ready to hear it all throughout the pits at Loud next year. I'm just waiting to. I'm just gonna have once I leave that pit. Once I leave my garage, that pit limiter's on until about the end of the first warm up lap. I just want to hear a thing. So
um,
I've always wanted a pit limiter.
yeah, no,
So
I can only imagine, man. Having fun. At the end of the day, that is what it's about. How can people reach out to you? Are you looking? Tell people if you're looking for new sponsors and stuff like that, and how they can connect with you to hopefully make next year as successful of this year. Because I mean, from my end, it seems like it was pretty successful for you. But from your end, obviously, you may look at it a little differently. But fourth place overall, and being able to not owe the bank, aka Dad, too much. Got to feel good.
no, it's awesome. It was a successful year. Any year or anything you can walk away with learning, whether it's good or bad, learning something, it's a success. I'm still breathing. I'm still able to walk. I'm still alive. Like that's a success every single day. So yeah, I mean, I'm always looking for new sponsors. I mean, anyone that's ever want to help, there's many ways you can reach out to me. Sorry, my eyes are all messed up. Instagram is Eli Block _ and check out that new reel. It's pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie, but Facebook Eli Colby. My email is eliblock96@gmail.com. If people are interested, I also have a racer resume that I have, so I can send that out to people if they're interested or whatever. And yeah, I mean, pretty much good year, and I can't thank you enough for supporting me this year. And I'm glad I had this opportunity to have an outlet to express how my weekends went in depth and kind of just. Now I'm looking forward to hopefully doing a few more next year. That means I'm doing some MotoAmerica races.
No doubt, we're gonna figure something out for sure. You also mentioned that you had a couple of bikes you're selling, so let's tell people about those bikes as well, man. Because I know I saw online you're doing a giveaway on the 400. So tell people about that.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. My dad would kill me if he ever didn't do that. Yeah, we have a waffle going. I don't know why we can't call it a raffle. I guess there's some legal reason. So it's a waffle. Um, so it's $100 a spot. If you want to check out my post, you mind if you maybe put in the link in the bio? I think we'll do that.
I'll do that.
It's on my Facebook page, Eli Colby. It's $100 a spot. I think I have 45 spots left. Yeah, just join in. Pick if there's a spot open. Pick the comment on the post what spot you want. Venmo or PayPal me with that number, and I throw your name on there. And spending $100 to win a $15,000 plus bike. So the odds are pretty good. If you're gonna lose $100, and I'd rather lose $100 and have a chance to win something that's worth a lot more. So it's awesome. So thank you for reminding me, because I would have been murdered if I didn't tell that. But yeah, no, it's gonna be cool. I will have another 400 up for sale after the waffle's done. And the R6, I already got someone that's looking at it. So yeah, now I just need to put that into a piggy bank and not touch it. And if I do touch it, I'm not going to do that. So have that thing saving up for next year. And yeah, I'm excited. I'll definitely be back in Florida soon to do some training. And whether it means I'm pro racing or not, I'm still going to go out there and enjoy my time and coach the youth. Hopefully, if people want to reach out to me, also reach out to me if you want any kids. If you have any kids down in Florida and you want some coaching. Or if you want coaching yourself, I don't need to coach kids. I can coach big guys, people too.
No doubt, no doubt.
So, yeah, we're just gonna have some fun, enjoy the time, and I'll probably be down in Daytona and do the opposite of what I did this year, and not struggle to race, and actually maybe party this time. This year I tried partying after Daytona and I was miserable. So maybe I'll reverse the scroll this year.
There you go. A little bit of party, a little bit of fun. Well, I
Have
appreciate
some
you.
fun, enjoy it.
Yeah, no doubt. I appreciate you for coming on, man. Eli Block. My name is Fortyfive. It's the B4evaKool Podcast. Always keep it locked. Peace.
Peace.